Everyone, it's Michelle Angelique, Truth and Integrity Warrior. I don't have my computer up, so I can't look from side to side, so my face is going to be right here tonight. I was going to do a live video today. I had something planned, something for adults only. I was going to ask you to, send your kids to bed or not play this, in front of children. And wait to have like an adult time where you can actually hear adult words, right? But that went right out the window just about 45 minutes ago, an hour ago, because I saw that we're going to have food shortages coming up, and it wouldn't be appropriate for the time, right? And what the time is calling for right now is, what are we going to do about our food supply? What do I go to the store to get under this kind of circumstance or circumstances that are going on? So be it that there is going to be a food shortage, regardless if we want to believe that's happening or not, or going to happen, not going to happen. That's set up by the Canaanites to happen, and this is why it's happening, right? So how do we become prepared? That's what I just made a quick switch, and I'm going to shoot this from the hip. How do we get prepared? What do we get under these kind of circumstances? What food is going to be the most effective for me to go get that's actually going to help my body and not be sick? Because the food that we're eating is making us sick. And so the food I'm going to share with you, what I'm going to share with you is I decided today a name, right? Gave my bread a name. I'm going to call it Angelic Bread, because it's bread that actually makes you better. It favors us, right? Why I call it Angelic Bread? Because that's my name, and I made the bread. My name is Michelle Angelic. I say Angelique because my mom was taking French when she was pregnant of me, and bada bing bada boom, Angelique, is French. So I didn't have time to set this up. I was going to show you guys how to make this bread later with everything all pretty and make the bread and show you. But because we have this strike situation going on and we're not going to get food like we're used to, I'm going to show you guys how to go get what the ingredients are called, where to go in your area, and how to make this bread. See this bread right here? Chocolate chips in there because I made this in Spanish we call it pan dulce, means sweet bread. The ingredients I'm going to show you and know how to make this bread in 2.5 minutes in your microwave. Like, no shit, real deal. In 2.5 minutes you're going to make this bread and you're going to love it. It's so good. Even if it's not pan dulce, meaning I put maple syrup instead of the water. So I can show you how to make it with the water, and then you have just a regular bread. The flavor is just a nice savory taste. And then if we add maple syrup, we get pan dulce. It has a sweet taste. I'm going to show you the ingredients and how to make it, but I kid you not, 2.5 minutes. This bread will give you long-lasting energy and endurance because of what the ingredients are made up of, right? I'm going to cut a little piece right here. It's been in the refrigerator. Like I said, this was all last minute. I just figured I'm going to make a change of what I'm talking about. So it has like a cookie consistency, right? Because of the maple syrup in it. When you don't put the maple syrup in it, it's less flaky. And you cut it down the middle like an English muffin, and then you toast it up on, we call it a comal. I think it's called a skillet. You just heat it up on a skillet, and then you have nice toasty bread. The reason I don't recommend a toaster is because toasters have engineered bread, and that engineering has drain cleaner in it, and I don't use no crumbs. I don't want anybody's crumbs mixing. Everything I do when it comes to food and products doesn't drop the immune system. That's my focus, because if we drop the immune system, then all the toxicity that we're all in is gonna break our shit down, meaning make us sick in some kind of way, dysfunctional, lethargic, whatever. I mean, the list is long of all the negative effects. I'm not gonna get into it on this video, but what I'm trying to say about what the ingredients of this bread does is gives you that long-lasting stamina all day. Today, I sparred. I had a full day, or sparred meaning in the gym, boxing. Went 5 rounds, and all I had was that bread today. That's it. Didn't even have my supplement, which I call Aztec Power, because my supplement ingredients is in the bread. And that's my point. So I'm going to show you guys how to utilize what I make in my supplement to maintain my body, maintain muscle integrity, strength, endurance, meaning energy, right? We need energy. Produces nitric oxide, and that's like oxygen to the cells. So it's not the caffeine type of energy, which I love caffeine. Don't get me wrong. I get it in my black tea every morning. Well, let me go back. I had my black tea in the morning with my pan dulce bread. That has my Aztec Power ingredients that gave me energy all day, even enough to go and spar in the gym, and just with one bread today. So if we can get that kind of effect where we're strong under crisis, we're going to have the mentality, the energy to be able to push through all the hardship that's unavoidable. It's just unavoidable. This world ain't easy, and if it is for you, great. But I'm talking to people where it's not, and giving them solutions on how to help their situation. Now, before I go into the ingredients, which I will be putting them down in the comment section, the description section, excuse me. And so I'm going to put everything that I'm talking about as far as what ingredients to get, the measurements and all of that right there for you, so you don't have to worry about not catching it with my words. You can go and look and see it. But what I want to describe about this bread is, if this is the only food we have access to, it's everything our body needs to function. And I'm going to go down the list of the ingredients of why it's going to make us better. It's not just regular bread, it's bread that makes us better. Bread used to be the food of life. Every culture in the world lived and thrived off of bread. But because we have drain cleaner engineered into our grass grains that are global, meaning our oats, our wheat, our rice, our corn, our sugar cane, all these are grass grains. They come from the grass family, right? Soy, these are grass grains. And the reason that matters, and I keep repeating it, is because they're called nightshades, and they drop the immune system naturally for 8 hours. But we can't afford that with the shit that we are bombarded with in this toxic world, right? So when we eat something, it needs to take an effect and help us every little inch of the way. And this is what these ingredients do. If you want to go look up, first thing you want to do is look up, again, I'm doing this off the hip. I didn't have this organized. I'm trying to remember the order that I would like to go down so I don't miss anything. But you're going to need to go to, so I'm writing down as I go. I'm telling you this because you're going to see me working as I go, because I didn't have this ready and set up. You're going to want to go to your local Indian market. Indian, I mean from India, right? Not American Indian, but from India. They produce everything. Anything and everything that can be made into food, these guys got. The only reason I know this is because I had a roommate. He was from India. I took him to shopping one day, and he took me to his Indian store. I was like, look at this. For me, it was like a kid in a candy shop because every ingredient I can possibly dream of is in there for me to make something to make us better, or to make me better, right? And then once I make me better, then I show you how I make me better that helps you make you better and your family. So you're gonna look up Indian market or Indian store near me. Now the ingredients they have there are so inexpensive. Oh my gosh. You can get things for under $5. Boom, every time you grab it, it's under $5. Everything. I don't know why that is, but it's a good thing. So let's take the opportunity to go get as much as we can under this crisis. Because if you can make this bread and this is all you eat for the day, you are good. Like you are good. And right before I go and I tell you what these ingredients are, I'm going to explain that if you don't feel good from eating this bread, more energy, you last longer, you eat less, you don't feel that, that's because sensors, meaning glands in the body, are not operating correctly. So usually those people would have come to recognize have some type of feedback that we can see or that I can see that they need B1, make a dose of B1 and multi B vitamin for this even to pop off. When I say for this to pop off, for you to even feel these nutrients. People can't feel nutrients because their sensors are not working right, and we got different problems, different sensors. I'm going to be doing a video on that when I get my Megadose B1 supplement. It comes on the 4th, but I leave on the 4th. So I won't be making that video until I come back. I'll explain where I'm going and everything in a minute because it matters. But I'm going to be showing why we need Megadose B1 and why we need full spectrum of B vitamins for operations to work right, to uptake nutrients for bodies that are not functioning correctly, meaning they got a health issue, they got their thyroid taken out, they got their gallbladder taken out, they got diabetes, something's going on that's a health issue that doesn't allow the effects of the ingredients of this bread. That's what I'm saying. But for the most part, most people feel that. Now, how do I know these things? I make a product called Aztec Power. It's a supplement, a food, natural food supplement, right? That I've been consuming and making, and I package it, and I got my FDA registration. I mean, I paid for a lot of things to get this thing ready to go. And it's not FDA registration, it's just FDA certification so I can get it across the border, right? So because I was making it in Mexico. I forgot my train of thought of why I was telling you what I was telling you. Oh, how hard I've worked at making Aztec Power, right? When I fight and I make enough money to get my products on the market, they're going to be the best products on the market because I am looking out for the most major factor above all other factors, is that's not dropping our immune system. Because if our front line of defense is up and on guard, because we've got multi-layers of defense, meaning immune system, I'm keeping them all up. I'm keeping the guard all up because we have a lot of toxicity to deal with. It's like being in the ocean and claiming you ain't well of water, and we're gonna get through this thing without drowning. That's my point. I use all the best ingredients and the organic ingredients. It's not that. It's I'm keeping the immune system up, the guard up, and then putting in nutrients so our operations can start working right, and everything starts popping off right, and our mentality gets better, and our structures get better as far as how we're thinking and what we're doing, because we're becoming unraveled because the drain cleaners unraveling our DNA. Our DNA is made up of something called thymine, right? That's a B1. If our DNA is made up of this, and we got drain cleaner that's taking out operations or metals, right? Well, proteins with a metal center is called an enzyme. And if it's taking out enzymes that are not connecting for B1 to get to where it gotta go, right? Because we need it, right? We're becoming unraveled. We're dysfunctional from mentality, physicality, our emotions. You know, things are not working right. And we can see that unraveling all around us, right? Our societies are breaking down, and we don't know how or why, but I do. They're fucking Canaanites in their mentality, and they're in every religion, and they're in every race, and they're fucking playing us, and they're breaking us and have been breaking us down from the inside out, nutritionally, so that we become unraveled and we don't know where the fuck this is coming from. But I do. And so I'm bringing everything back online so that we can pop off them neurotransmitters right, so the information can get sent out right, and we get ready for this motherfucker, because we ain't going down like that. I ain't going down like that. And I ain't gonna let you go down like that either. So for the fighters out there who give a fuck about their life and their family's life, and they ain't taking this one sitting down, I'm here to share with you what I do for me, myself, and my family, right? So I don't see anybody. If anybody give me a thumbs up, that would really help. I really like that. Even the 5 people that I got on right now, it'd be very nice if you guys just to push that thumbs up. Because I'm recognizing that if I don't say that, we forget. The only time I do a thumbs up is when somebody reminds me on a video, like, oh yeah, let me push that thumbs up. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna remind you guys. All right, let's go down the list of what my Angelic Bread is made up of. I gotta show it to you again. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, like, it's so good. It's so good. Oh my gosh, your kids love it. Now, if your kids love it, then you know you got something good. And like I said, 2.5 minutes in the microwave. Let's go. I'll tell you a story some other time of how I made this in the microwave, because it's unfucking believable. Really is. Because me and microwave, we ain't fucking friends. But I was so hungry, and I had nothing to work with but these flours, and I'll explain how I only have these flour, or had these flours to work with, and a microwave forced me to be like, okay, you and me, microwave, we're gonna fucking be friends right now. Let's figure out how you're gonna feed me. And I made bread. I made bread. I would have never figured that shit out unless necessity drove me there, right? God puts pressure on us so that we can figure some shit out. That's how I look at it. I just don't like the pressure. This right here, I could be pronouncing it wrong in the Indian language, but I'm gonna do my best. But this is Amaranth Flour. This is made like we make it in Mexico. This is what the Aztecs ate, and it's food of the Aztecs, and it's the basis. Amaranth Flour is the base of my supplement Aztec Power. Without it, shit ain't happening. I mean, this is the main one. So I'm gonna show it to you, right? And it's the Indian name on the top, Raja. I know I'm saying this wrong. Rajagro. I'm doing my best. Rajagro flour. It's amaranth flour, right? But it's made the way we make it in Mexico, meaning they take the seed, it gets popped, and then once it pops, becomes like a little cereal. Then it gets smashed, milled, ground, whatever you want to call it, but it gets pulverized into flour. Now here in America, they take the seed, they stone ground it, and then they sell it to you like flour. Doesn't work the same. Not the same. So this right here, Lakshmi is the brand. You can find it in other brands. The Indian markets have a whole lot of other brands, but this is the one that it's the one I've been using. Right, that's it. I can't do a comparison because I haven't compared enough. But it's just giving you guys some information, right? This cost me $4.50. Like what? $4.50? Go to a regular grocery store. All the flours are like $10 and above. Impossible to feed your family. $4.50, 2 pounds, a kilo, right? Grab a lot of this, a lot of it, because not only do I make bread, I do a lot of things with it. I live off of this. So you're gonna be able to live off of this, and I'm gonna show you how to do a lot of other things besides bread with amaranth flour. But you gotta have this. If you ain't got this and you're making bread, it ain't gonna do the same thing. This is the key right here. All right, next one. Ondas. There's another flour called Sorghum, and that's the one I use because it's, and I don't have a bag. I'm so sorry. I wasn't set up to make this video today. I wanted to have it all organized for you guys, which I'm gonna do another video. I'm gonna be making the bread, whip it up 2.5 minutes, bada bing, bada boom, boom. I'm gonna show you how I whip that bread up out that microwave real quick, right? But right now, I just want to get you the information because we're in a crisis mode, and you need to be able to know what to go get at the store. I'm gonna tell you some other things too, so that if there is no food, you got the nutrients to keep your shit working. and working strong, working hard. Like I said, I just sparked 5 rounds on just some bread today in the morning and some tea, and that was it. So the same brand, Lakshmi, you can find sorghum flour. Again, I'll type it out so you know the spelling. But the sorghum flour, it's a millet. Millets are not grass grains. There's a whole lot of millets. My sister introduced me to millets, and then at the Indian store, I found all the millets. Oh my God, in all kinds of different forms and fashions at the Indian stores. You can't find that at any American store. You can't find it. You can't find it nowhere. So get to your local Indian store ASAP, because things are gonna start running off the shelves. But nobody's picking this stuff up. I guarantee you. I recognize that Mexicans don't eat enough amaranth. Indian people from India don't eat enough amaranth because I'm the one buying it off all the shelves. I know because I hit one store, I buy it up, and then I go back and they don't have no more. So I gotta go do the next one. I buy it up, and then they ain't got no more. They don't get no more because nobody buys it but me regularly. So you ain't gonna have no competition getting this amaranth flour. Go get some. Sorghum flour, like I said, I don't have the bag, but you're going to want to get that because it has a neutral, out of all the millets, it's the most neutral taste, right? It's not so earthy in its taste. And it has special properties, special ingredients in there, meaning properties. There's an enzyme in sorghum that I'm going to give credit to the person on YouTube that directed me in this information. He did a video on it, and I loved it. And it makes your body parts bigger. Your genetics grow bigger and stronger. And that's a good thing when you're making babies or you know, putting your line out there. You want to make sure that you're growing nice and big and strong, okay? It's for adults only. It's for adults only. When I do that video, I'll be sure to say it for adults only when I bring that up. But you want to get some sorghum in your life, right? All right. Next, you're going to want to get this. Now, I cannot find arrowroot in the Indian stores because I haven't translated the name to ask them, because I just get this one, Bob's Red Mill, at the regular store, the regular grocery store. But trust me, when I do translate this into Hindi, I'm going to be able to get it more than likely at the Indian store for a lot less price. Other flours are really expensive in our regular stores, but at the Indian store, I know I'm going to get it for a lot less. So you want to get arrowroot. Arrowroot is what we could use as a substitute for corn starch, for starch. The arrowroot gives all this nice air pockets and separation in the bread. So you're going to want to get some arrowroot. All these things, everything I'm showing us right now is nothing drops the immune system. That's a guarantee all the time, unless I say otherwise, right? But what I'm showing you doesn't drop the immune system. The only reason I said that is because shit can change, and I might have to make adjustments and tell you why I'm doing something that I don't usually do. Those are the 3 flours that will be needed to make this bread in 2.5 minutes in your microwave. Angelic bread, right? We're going to need 1 large egg, and we're going to need some water. I'm going to show you the measurements. I didn't bring it right here, but I even have your salt measured. So I don't have it right in front of me. Like I said, this is off the hip, but I'll go back and I'll write it out for you guys. So it has just enough sea salt. And when we use salt, we want sea salt. You want to get some inexpensive sea salt, go to Trader Joe's. It's for $1.99 for a big old thing of sea salt. Sea salt's very expensive at our regular grocery stores because they're ripping us the fuck off. They want to make sure you don't eat the good shit because we can't afford it. So I go to Trader Joe's where they do direct buying from the provider, so it cuts half that price off. You ain't got no middleman at Trader Joe's. So go shopping around, look for your sea salt at a good price, because it's the table salt is fucking us up real bad. Creates high blood pressure for a reason, and it causes water retention, and we can't get it out, and that's where the pressure comes in. Oh, it's somebody. Bonjour, bonjour. I actually practiced the French at work. I love that. Bon oui, bonjour, bonsoir. I try to get my French right. My daughter takes French. My mama took French, and I'm practicing at the bus yard. So thank you for that. Bonjour. When we whip up this bread, we're gonna whip up the egg. We're gonna whip up the water, and then we're gonna put the salt in the liquid, right? And then we're gonna put all the flours together, and we're gonna mix those up. You want to make sure that they're all mixed up really, really well, so we don't get like a ball of amaranth here and a ball of flour over here, and it makes your bread not want to get that really sifted, mixed well, and then we have a batch of flour. So all the flours are equal parts, and then I'm going to show you how to make one batch for one big old bread for 2.5 minutes, and that's your bread for the day. That's your worst case scenario if we ain't got no food. But once you know how to make this and the worst case scenario is not happening, you still make it part of your food because it's now becomes part of your lifestyle. What I want to say, I'm going to show you guys another millet, because there's so many different millets that it makes your angelic bread taste different. It will taste different because the millet is different, so the texture and the taste will be different. So that's why I stick to sorghum, because it's the most neutral in its taste to mix with the amaranth and the arrowroot. But this right here, which you also find at the Indian store, it's called bajiri. No, wait, let me make sure. Yeah, I think it's bajiri flour. And this is pearl millet. Now, this pearl millet, the reason I use this and I choose this is because it's the closest to corn I can get. So I can make a corn tortilla out of this, and it's pretty similar to corn. And you make a corn bread, and it's pretty similar to corn, because the texture, the taste has that cornbread, that corn tortilla finish to it. So this is what I get for that. Again, these things are all under $5, so we're like $3.50. Just mind blowing. When I say mind blowing, it's because we can't buy nothing at that price. Not at a regular grocery store, anyways. So you want to go. I don't want to say raid, but you want to get your ass over to an Indian market ASAP and buy as many of these millet flours and amaranth flours and arrowroot as you can. Go find out how to say arrowroot on your Google, and I guarantee you they're going to have arrowroot in their language at the Indian market for a whole lot less. What I want to show you, sea salt there is inexpensive too. Look at the Indian store for your sea salt. I don't get it there because I always get it at Trader Joe's, but I've seen it at the Indian market as well. What I want to show you. Oh, this you also can get at the Indian market, meaning you're trying to stock up on food to eat, right? I don't know if you guys can see these. The little seeds, right? Little seeds. So these right here is proso millet. Like I said, there's so many millets. Like, I still got to get into all of them. I haven't gotten into all of them, but I will be. There's some millets I'm just like, oh, I can't eat that shit ever again. I can't even handle the smell. So, know that there's a big difference, right? Every millet is different. You got to find the ones that you like. So this proso millet, this is what I use, one of ones I use to use instead of rice. So if I'm making a rice pilaf, I'm using this. Anything that has a rice base, instead of rice, I use this. They have another one that's, and I forgot, I don't have it with me right now. Like I said, I didn't line this up for today. But they have a millet that's white, and it's even closer to rice than this one. But this has, when I eat this, it has like a corn rice finish, texture, and taste. You feel like you're eating corn and rice mix. It's pretty good. It's very tasty. And you season it just like you would your rice, and it's great. You can do this with, give me a second, amaranth. Sprinkle some amaranth flour inside your proso millet when you boil this, and you put some either stevia or some maple syrup in this, or some blue agave. Those are the sweeteners that I use, different times for different necessities, right? But those are the only sweeteners that I use is blue agave, maple syrup, 100% maple syrup, not mixed or cut with any other shit. Maple syrup and pure stevia. Again, you can get that at Trader Joe's. Pure stevia, it's like $7.99, $8 for, and it'll last you a couple months. It'll last you like 2 months for the stevia. But it makes this proso millet as if you were going to make oatmeal. So instead of making oatmeal, you use this. The reason why you sprinkle a tablespoon, let's say you're just making your I didn't bring up measurements because like I said, I wasn't prepared for this for tonight, but I want you to know what to go buy when you go to the stores to stock up for food that's going to give you nutritional benefit and it's going to last you all day. You're going to get the amaranth effects in this, and the amaranth is going to cut the glucose of this and cut the glucose of this. Amaranth is the highest scoring in the glycemic index. Is high. Like this, your shit will last all day with your tanks full of gasoline. That's what I'm trying to say. You can go in the jungle, do all your hunting, and not feel like you need a taco in the middle because you loaded when you have amaranth. And that's loaded with glucose, but since we have so many people with problems with moving that glucose into the right location, we have to cut it back. And the only way to cut amaranth glucose is with any other starch. Any other starch cuts this down to almost half, and the amaranth cuts any starch almost in half, like 45%. That's pretty fucking drastic change. This is chemistry right here. This chemistry right here. You see this working right here? This chemistry. We're making shit work, and it's working for our benefit. So instead of oatmeal, instead of rice, I do proso millet. I add some amaranth so that I can cut the glucose here, and you get something really delicious. You really will love it. You really will like it. Has almost like arroz con leche. I don't know if you guys have ever had arroz con leche. Means rice, milk, treat we eat in Mexico, right? But I can't touch rice with milk. I only use evaporated. So you want to get as many cans of evaporated milk, and you want to make sure, if you go to my Instagram, you can see which ones I pick at different stores and what I don't want. You know, I don't want any soy in that evaporated milk. I don't want any, I'll put a list of what you don't want in your evaporated milk. I have a video that shows ingredients I avoid, and the list is all right there. You don't want any of that in your evaporated milk because it defeats the benefit. It's like pissing in your beer. It's not the same no more. It's still yellow, it's still foamy, but it's fucked up. It's not the same. So we want to advance. We don't want to take steps backwards. What was I at? Oh, okay. Going to the store and getting things that we need. Like, what am I going to go get the most of besides toilet paper, right? Oh, and you can find some really inexpensive toilet paper if you go to the Dollar Tree. Got it like for $1 and change, and the best toilet paper I've ever used. I'll have to do a little video on the best I've ever used. I found it at the Dollar Tree. like I was like, oh, this is like a noticeable difference. I didn't know toilet paper could be different, right? Until I felt the difference. So I'm gonna show you my favorite toilet paper that I've only been able to find at the Dollar Tree. I don't have them right now because they ran out. Or I'd more than likely go get it so I can show you, but I don't have them. But stock up on toilet paper in this kind of crisis, right? These right here, you want to get as much bee pollen as you can get your hands on. You go to any of your local markets, you're going to find bee pollen. I got this one at Whole Foods for $12. You can also find it at Sprouts. Find it wherever you can get it. Get yourself bee pollen, and I'll explain why right now. And then you want to get as much garlic as you possibly can get your hands on, and I mean it. This one right here is a lifesaver. This kept me from going to the hospital with a kidney infection. This right here. The reason I know what I know is because I lived some real hard, fucked up experiences that I better save my ass. I better save my fucking life. And when I say that, I mean it. And it forces me to look. It forces me to dig. I recover, and then I go look for the data on how is this possible. why, and how does this work? What's in this to make this work? Because it's what's being put into our medication. There is no medication without nature. So how do we live through what we're going through with all this toxicity and repair? We go back to nature. All right. So these two things right here, I'm going to be showing later on in another video on how to make a tincture of these two things in some brandy alcohol, because I can't use sugarcane alcohol, which most tinctures use, because it'll drop my immune system. How to get the 24 B vitamins that are in this, the mega dose of B1 thiamine, that's called allithiamine, in garlic, so that we can get the effects of our neurology functioning right, because our gut don't work right to send the right signals of information from nutrients to our brain, for our neurotransmitters to work right, for everything else to work right. So this is going to help bypass those problems if we can't get the vitamins that I'm going to show you guys. So I'm going to show you which vitamins that are the best on the market for megadose thiamine B1 that we get in garlic, and the B vitamins that we get 24 B vitamins in nature from bee pollen, and we get a whole lot of other things. There's a whole lot of other benefits out of this, but right now I'm focusing on making sure that our neurology is popping off correctly, and we do it with these two things right here. Get a hold of some brandy alcohol, because alcohol goes right up into the brain and into the cells immediately. So the alcohol is to get it delivery. It's not for getting drunk, it's for delivery. Get yourself some honey. You want to get some honey so that we can make it taste good, and because it's a natural preservative that makes us preserve. It makes us last longer, because the properties in honey never go bad, so that helps us not to go bad. And if our cells are good, we look good on the outside. We show good. We physically can do good. We're not made to break down. We're being broken down. I'm going to bring us back up. I'm going to show you how I do it. Hey, Chuck Pink Can. Chuck, I like that you use that pink can. I've never seen anybody else use that pink can. I like it, Chuck. Fuchsia pink is my favorite color, so seeing that hand is cute. Get that. I only got a yellow hand. I don't know how you get the pink hand. I'm not tech savvy. I'm not. I'm just basic functional. All right. I'm not going to show how to make this Megadose B1 and your 24 B1 vitamins to get our neurology popping off in this video. I just wanted to tell you what to go to the store and go get a lot of at a really good price, because nobody else is buying it. Everybody else is going to go to the store and thinking that they're going to stock up on as much food, but that food's going to actually break them down. We want to have minimal food, maximum power. Minimal food, maximum power. And like I said, I only had half of this bread, and I sparred today, did everything I needed to get done today, and I haven't eaten except for my tea and half of this bread. I'm not even going to eat the other half. I'm going to save it for tomorrow morning, because I'm dropping weight, because I want to try out. It's official on the 5th of October. I'm going to BKFC Bare Knuckle Fighting Tryouts. I'm going to be at the Fight Con at their convention center out there in Utah. I want to give a big thanks to my son, Jaco, for helping me get there. He got me the plane tickets, because I wasn't going to be able to go. Like, I can't afford to go, right? My son got blessed at his job, and he blessed me because of it. He wasn't able to help me before when I was going through my hardship, because he was going through his own hardship, you know. He was economically struggling, and now that he's not economically struggling, he's going to help his mama get this mission done. You know, my mission is to fight for a cause, and that is to stop the working class homeless, so that I can get enough attention to get all this information out there, because there's not enough attention. And to how we're being broken down by Canaanites, it's a behavior. It's not a race or a culture like they got us fighting one another against. It's a behavior. I'm going to call them motherfuckers out wherever they stand, and I'm going to show you guys how to see what a Canaanite does to recognize how we're being played. I'm going to load us up with foods that make us better so that we can get our neurology popping off right, so we can get our bodies functioning right, so we can get back into physicality and be able to handle all the shit we got to deal with in this life, right? Because this motherfucker's rough, and anybody who says, oh, you're just looking at it bad. No, motherfucker, just fucking open your eyes. Open your ears. It's rough out there for people. If it's good for you, great. This ain't for you. This ain't for you. This is for people who are asking what's up. You hate garlic. Okay, that's an issue. That's an issue. That's a big fucking issue. So we're going to try it like this. I'm going to show you how to make the tincture, and you won't even taste the garlic. That's just a fact. I already made it. I was like, wow, I can't even taste the garlic. So that's a good thing. But this is why you're going to need some honey. You're going to need your bee pollen, some brandy, and then just all those flavors and strengths cut the garlic. So you won't even know it's there, but you're going to get the properties. Now, if you're one of those people who are super sensitive to the taste and like no matter what, you won't eat it, good luck. All I can say is good luck, because this right here, I'm going to tell you, I had a kidney infection, and I have a kidney infection every time I get pregnant and I have a baby. End up in the hospital for a whole week after the baby's born. Now, why is that? I didn't know then, but I know now. It's like a B1. Like a B1. My shit ain't popping off right. I didn't know these things back then. I know them now. So when I had an issue with my kidney in Mexico, and through our toilet paper crisis, which is, I can't say because I don't want my video to be taken down, but in 2020, when we had that whole toilet paper inoculation program going on, I had a kidney infection coming up where I was crying because I couldn't handle the pressure, because the pressure just keeps building. If you ever had a kidney infection, it just keeps building. It doesn't get better. You can't sleep, you can't lay down, you can't sit up, you can't do nothing. And as time goes on, it just keeps getting worse. So I had to look for, how do I help this issue? I found garlic in water and drinking it 3 times a day like if it were an antibiotic. And literally at the end of the first day, pressure already started going down. That was amazing. So I lived the experience, and I went and I researched how and why is this working. It's the allithymin. It's the B1, right? It has other properties. Don't get me wrong, but the connectivity started, and because we lack connectivity in our body's operation in general on many levels, meaning I can't say it's one thing or the other because there's so many things, that if things aren't connecting, we're not going to get the cause and effect that we're looking for. And the effect we want is to be normal. Just fucking be normal, be functional, right? So I took it for a week, 3 times a day. The fresh garlic in water in an 8-ounce glass, right? I didn't have no problem after a week. It kept me out of going to the hospital because I didn't want to get accidentally or forcefully injected at all. So I was not going to the hospital, period. Not an American hospital, not a Mexican hospital. That shit was a no-go. So, and I do the B1s. I'm going to give you guys reference information on where this drain cleaner is coming from. Its name now is glyphosate. It's known as an herbicide, but its origins is a fucking drain cleaner, and nobody's talking about that. And I'm going to show from geoengineer, or not a geoengineer, excuse me. That's another video. I got that written down. I was going to do something with geoengineering with the hurricane that just happened. That's all ran by Canaanites and forced by Canaanites. If you want to look up geoengineering and how can you control the weather, Dane Wigington at geoengineering.com. He has all the data you need. He's a Mike Tyson of that information. Unfucking refutable, not debatable, is what it is. Facts are on the table. So if you want to know how can you control the weather, how these Canaanites, I say these Canaanites, these are my words, are running this way, right? are running these operations. So they're setting up the design, so we're just stuck in a situation that we're forced into. And then these Canaanite motherfuckers have the solution. Of course they fucking have. They have their solution forced on us because we're under so much pressure. We got to take whatever the fuck is available from these fuckers. Who is your favorite boxer? That's another story. I'll get you in the end. I want to finish this up, but I'll be sure to answer that in the end, okay? And it's not one. I can't have one. I can't have just one favorite boxer because all these different boxers make me, you know. So I can't just have one. I take from a lot of good. I'll tell you who my favorites are at the end. I'll be giving data when I do the B1, how B1 is being non-functional in our body from the drain cleaner. I'm going to show the link, the connectivity on how one thing affects the next thing that affects the next thing, that if we don't get the one thing, nothing else is popping off. And that's the megadose of thiamine B1 adding B vitamins. Narcissists, they need methylated folate in their B vitamins so they can take up lost. I don't know if I got lost there. The reason I say this is because we fall into categories of deficiencies that I've recognized by giving everybody my supplement and giving it my supplement, meaning my Aztec power. I'm recognizing that it works for these people, but it doesn't work for these people. This is years of my own personal research and observation, right? And so for healthy people, it works for this. But when we got people who are narcissists, it works for them, but the B1 don't work for them. And they still got fucking narcissistic behaviors and tendencies. How do we fix that? Now, I fixed the narcissist. My son's girlfriend was a narcissist, and as long as she's taking her methylated B vitamins, their relationship has normalized. They can stay together. They can work things out. They can think and process things. It's not this no more, right? My son on the defense and the narcissist on the attack. If anybody knows a narcissist, they understand what that means, right? But you love the person, so you're gonna fucking figure them out because you see the good in them. But I'm telling you, we get in the methylated folate with the B vitamins, things start working normally. I could turn a narcissist around. I could take somebody who's a drug addict. I could turn them around. Anybody who's addicted to anything, they need serotonin and dopamine because the body's gonna fucking die. And nobody's talking about this. Why? Because their neurotransmitters are not fucking working right. Because we're lacking, again, the B vitamins to make sure we pop off correctly. Because our intestines, where the vitamin factory is, we're going to put it like that, to send the right information for those vitamins, minerals, and proteins, and amino acids, and all the things that is in nature called nutrients that work this operation right here, ain't working right. So depending on the category of the person, what health condition they're in, is what kind of B vitamins they're going to need. But we all need the B vitamins with the mega dose or the B1. And I'm going to give all the data and the research in links so that you can go see, oh, this is why she's saying what she's saying. Oh, this is why she's saying what she's saying. And I'm going to give you the top people in the profession so there is no fucking argument. Because we argue back and forth. Oh, it's this, it's that. No, this is the root. We're going to fix this motherfucker at the root and we're finished. There is no conversation because we're fucking fighting ourselves. And I'm done with that shit. If I'm good at anything, it's stopping a motherfucker in his track for trying to fuck shit up for everybody else. I love it more than fighting. I love it. And that's speaking with the truth is what I love. A lot of you guys out there think that I curse all the time. Let me fix my words. I don't curse because I don't damn people when I cuss. What I do is I cuss. I cuss a lot. I cuss like a sailor. It's like salsa on my tacos, and you're telling me I can't have no fucking salsa on my tacos? I can't do that. This is my taco. This is my salsa, and I'm gonna fucking enjoy it. This is my YouTube channel. This is my area. This is mi casa, and this is how I communicate, and I can relax and cuss all I want to. Cursing people is when you're talking shit down to people to step on them while using cuss words, cursing them out. I don't curse people out. I use cuss words like salsa on my tacos in mi casa. This is mi casa. If you don't like the salsa on my tacos, you can go somewhere else. That's simple. Because I don't like to have to explain that shit to people all the time. So it's I hope to not have to hear that from anybody. Trying to help me find the way by not cussing anymore. It's just part of me. If I don't cuss, the motherfucker might not be me. When I go to a professional environment, meaning court, my kids' school, the going to the office, any transactions I have to do, I don't cuss at all because I like to win. See, when it comes to communication for me, everything for me, unfortunately, I say this unfortunately because it's just part of my fucking design. It really is. I like to fucking win. I've lost all my life, but it never stops me from giving 100%, and that's winning. And when it comes to communication in a professional environment like customer service, I like to win. I like to give the customer what they need, make them feel good, make us feel good. We're gonna solve this problem with a solution. And there never no cuss words in customer service. And I got 25 years on that. Never cussed once, never need to, right? So I know how to communicate, but when I'm in mi casa, when I'm on my home, when I'm on my channel, talking with the people who listen to me and are comfortable with my cuss words, that's just how it is. That's the salsa on this channel, right? That's the salsa on these tacos on this channel in mi casa. So I thought I should explain that because to think that I have to cuss if I go to court or if I'm in a professional environment and that's the only way you can see me, well, that's foolish and it's an assumption. So don't assume. So I'm letting anybody who might have that on the back of their mind so they don't have to wonder that no more. Have you ever visited Turkey? It's interesting that you asked me that. No, I've never visited Turkey. And what I'm recognizing and the reason I say it's interesting you asked me that, of all the countries, Turkey looks like, from what I've researched in ancient times, and I'm trying to find how far back we go, I see its origins is in Turkey. That's interesting. Researching the Göbekli Temple and the Karahan Temple and what we got with these Canaanites, right? Where the oranges, where their origins, where these fallen angels landed, where they settled, where these Satans worked. And I'm not saying that Turkey's damned. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is Turkey has a lot of beginning origins for a lot of things, and I don't think anybody's paid attention to that. But no, I haven't visited Turkey, and if I ever get the opportunity, I definitely am going. What time is it right now? Oh, so I'm at the hour. I hope that everybody got. I got to tell you guys the boxer, right? I got 3 minutes before the hour. My favorite boxers is one, Mike Tyson. Just I don't have to explain why. Everybody has an understanding on why. Julio Cesar Chavez. I don't think I gotta explain that one why either, right? If anybody asks, well, I'll explain it. But they're pretty self-explanatory. Their styles and the way they commit to things. It's their commitment. It's their forward focus. It's that constantly pushing forward, taking a step back, only take 2 steps forward. Those are my two main favorites, and I like putting them together. I've recently found some other boxers that I've been learning from that I didn't know nothing about, and I've been copying their styles, and it works just incredible. I can't wait to show the style that I've been learning with Junior Lopez. They're all about angles, head movement, footwork, but just where it comes out like you have a there's a finesse. There's a finesse in all of his fighters. Junior Lopez, he's with the Benavides boxing coach team. They're a team of coaches, and the way Junior Lopez works and his team of coaches is you could see all his fighters fight in a style, like they move the same, and it's slick, it's sexy, it's slick, it looks fucking good, and you want some more. You just want some more because it's not just throwing punches. The I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. But when you see it, you notice it, and you notice who Junior Lopez fighters are. And I can say I'm a Junior Lopez fighter. I've been there for a year, and he changed my lead feet into finesse. You know, it's just finesse. I got lead hands. I got some heavy ass hands, and I had some heavy ass feet, and I've learned to move them with this coaching team, this boxing coaching team. Yeah, I remember Prince Nassim Hamed. I remember him very much. I think he has his son fighting. I have never watched his son, but I did see a reel. Somebody put up a reel showing that he had his son coming out or came out. The thing with Nassim Hamed and with Floyd Mayweather, they both have the same kind of personality, right? And their personality is, I'm good, I'm slick, and I'm arrogant. And I don't like the arrogant part. I met Floyd Mayweather. It was a piece of shit I ever met in my life. One day tell you the story of what he did to me, and he did something to me. Like, he went out of his fucking way for an hour to consistently fucking hound me. Who does that shit to a nobody? Who does that shit? So the arrogance, I could do without that. And people who are arrogant don't know how to lose, don't know how to come down and come the fuck back up. And the only thing I know how to do is constantly be put down and how to get the fuck back up, and to the point where I'm unaffected and unfazed. So while everybody else feels bad, I don't give a fuck. I gotta go forward. I feel nothing. In fact, I fall so well now that as I fall, I get right the fuck back up quick. Nobody wants to ever be proud of that, but my life has only been that, and just constantly being fucking crushed, no matter how good you do, no matter how much of 100% you put in, no matter how much your good enough is, and everybody else can see it's fucking good enough, and it's great, you still get fucking put down. So I don't feel no more. I'm fucking numb. I'm down, I get the fuck back up, and I'm coming to get you. And that's how I feel about life, right? And that's how we should feel about life, because we can't let this motherfucker bring us. I hope, this information helped you guys. I'm going to write out how to mix and make, oh, you can't see it like that, how to mix and make this angelic bread. It's delicious. Oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love it so much. I'd eat the whole of it right now, but I'm trying to cut weight for my tryouts. My son, Jaco, like I said, I didn't finish. My son, Jaco, I wanted to make sure I said his name. He's my oldest boy. Thank you, Jaco, for blessing me. I wanted to give you that shout out, and I didn't do it. Thank you, man. Floyd boxing was boring. Well, because he's not there to get hit. He showed how to be slick, but it's cool to show how to be slick, but it's also even more important to stand toe-to-toe like in a tire, toe-to-toe. I ain't going no fucking worse, me and you, until we finish. And then be slick, and then come in and go toe-to-toe, and then be slick, and then, mix it up. I hope to be doing that. That's the style that I'm working on achieving, is doing that toe-to-toe, but also having some slick moves when I want to just take a little break, just move around out here, just boom, 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 slip all them punches, and then go fucking toe-to-toe. That's the kind of style of boxing I like. I actually like being in the corner. I like to have my back to the corner, because that means you ain't fucking going nowhere, because I ain't fucking leaving, so you ain't fucking going nowhere. I told that to my coach. He's like, no, that's not the best place to be. I was like, well, make it the best place for me, coach. Make it the best fucking place for me. Get me to where I'm moving and I'm not touched, but this motherfucker ain't going no fucking where, because I ain't going nowhere. I like that toe-to-toe, foot in the tire, toe-to-toe deal. Oh, you guys have a very good night. This is Truth and Integrity Warrior, Michelle Angelique. I really hope that the information I gave you guys makes you feel secure in some kind of way, because we're coming up against some very, very difficult times as a whole. All I know is difficult times. Like, all I know. So this shit, I don't want to say I'm comfortable in it, but it don't fucking faze me. It's like, what, you gonna take everything and I gotta go sleep outside on the concrete and take all my little flowers with me, mix them up, mix them with water. That's it. That's all I need for the day. I already been there. I already done that. Lose everything, all your bills, everything that you've worked for, everything that you owe, everything collapse. I already fucking been there multiple times. Unaffected. Now I am, anyways. I'm unaffected now. Turkish food is delicious. You know, I don't know Turkish food. That definitely would be an experience for me. I don't know one thing about Turkish food. But it's something I would definitely love to try. I love food. One thing I do love is food, taste, ingredients, mixing things up, and having pleasure in this mouth. Pleasure in the mouth means pleasure in our senses, no matter what the fuck is going on around us. But oh, right now, this pleasure right here, right now, says a lot. Does a lot, right? Because we can't get no pleasure nowhere else, you know. So let's make some pleasure. Truth and Integrity Warrior, Michelle Angelique. We're gonna make some angelic bread, okay? Stay tuned. I'm gonna be showing you guys whipping it up in front of you so you're more comfortable with it. But go get those ingredients. Go do your shopping. Don't worry about all the other bullshit that's on the racks. Go get these very important nutrients: your sea salt, your bee pollen, your garlic, your flowers, and we're gonna whip some things up that's gonna change your life. It just is. Hopefully, make it a part of your lifestyle. I shouldn't even say hopefully. It's gonna be forced into our lifestyle. Good thing is, I've already got the download on what to do with it, so that we know what to do with it, right? I ain't gonna make this shit up as I go, cause I live this way. I'm gonna show you this way. You guys have a very good night. Truth and Integrity Warrior, Michelle Angelique. Stay blessed. Never forget, we're blessed because we care. We're one with God, the good of God, Holy Spirit, whole, balanced, complete, spirit of love. And as long as we hold on to that love, we stay connected. Okay?